Hello everyone, warm New Year greetings from us, Gayathri and Radhika, as we bring to you the first video of our two-part series on the regional New Years of India. While the official New Year is celebrated on the 1st of January in accordance with the Gregorian calendar. Additionally, the states in India have their own traditional New Year Day. This day is determined by the regional almanac known as Panchangam in Sanskrit, created by studying the movements of the sun and the moon with respect to the earth. This video focuses on the Indian New Years that are based on the lunar calendar system, are designated by observing the phases of the moon and its position with respect to the stars in its orbit during its revolutions around the earth during one solar year. A majority of regions in India that follow the lunar calendar mark the first day of the month Chaitra as the beginning of the new year, which coincides with the spring harvest season months of March and April. Each region has its own distinct culture and unique traditions of celebrating its new year, and in this video we will be depicting two such lunar new year festivities of our diverse country. Navreh marks the beginning of the Lunar New Year for people from Kashmir. Around 3050 BCE, the Drik Panchang, the oldest existing almanac in the world, was created on this day in Kashmir. The day is dedicated to the all-powerful goddess Sharika or Chakreshwari, who is a form of Adi Shakti with 18 hands and a lion as her vehicle. As per the 5,000-year-old legend, a demon named Jalodbhav tormented people living near Satisar, the present-day Kashmir, said to be the home of the late Sati. On hearing the collective plea of the Satisar residents, Sati's reincarnation, Parvati, assumes the form of Sharika, a bird like Maina, and drops a stone on the demon that grows into a hill and crushes him to death. Sharika is believed to reside in the form of a self-engraved Sri Chakra on a vertical holy rock atop the very hill now known as Hari Parbat. Years later, on the day of Navreh, the Saptarishis are said to have gathered around Hari Parbat to pay their respects to the deity, thereby ushering in the Saptarishi era and leading to the creation of the Drik Panchang on this day of Navreh. On the eve of Navreh, a special tradition is followed. People prepare an assortment of items in a steel plate to be viewed on the dawn of the first day of the new year. This plate is called Thaal Varuna, and every item on it has a symbolic significance. Rice, the staple diet of the Kashmiris, represents abundance and prosperity. Cooked rice signifies transformation and progression of an individual, just like paddy reaches its edible form. Curd indicates a cohesive, stable, and virtuous conduct in life. Bread or roti is symbolic of absorption and integration into our surroundings. Walnuts refer to the regeneration and evolutionary process of life with its 4 kernels representing the 4 main principles called Purusharth, namely righteousness, economic values, pleasure, and salvation. Why a medicinal herb signifies good health. Being bitter, it also reminds us to take in stride the lows of life. A coin or currency denotes wealth and good fortune. Pen and ink pot together stand for learning, wisdom, and the power of knowledge leading to discovery of self. Salt to generate positive energies, while sugar to add sweetness in relationships. The almanac, called Jantri, as a symbol of awareness of the celestial activities and their influence in our lives. A choice of God photo as blessings. Flowers as a symbol of freshness and hope. And finally, a mirror for its ability to reflect auspiciousness and good energies and dispel negative vibes. After preparing Thaal Barun, it is covered with a cloth. At the dawn of Navreh, people view the plate as the first thing and take in the various life morals that they signify. Afterwards, they drop the walnuts of the Thaal into the lake or river as an expression of gratitude. Then they pray to goddess Sharika and, using the rice from the Thaal, they prepare salted turmeric rice as an offering to the deity. The Lunar New Year of people belonging to the Sindh region is called Cheti Chand. This day is considered to be the birthday of Uderolal, the most revered deity of the Sindhis, also called Jhulelal. He is said to be the combined incarnation of Vishnu and the water god Varuna, and is characterized by a white beard, a book in his hand, and seated on a silver fish. As per the legend, in the year 1007, there was an oppressive king, Mir Shah, in the Sindh region, who persecuted anyone who defied his orders. Remembering Krishna's promise in the Bhagavad Gita, the residents of Sindh prayed on the banks of river Sindhu for 40 straight days in a plea to save them from the king's atrocities. They hear a divine voice assuring them that their sorrows will end soon with the birth of their savior, who, a few months later, takes birth in the Sindh city of Nasarpur and is named Uday Chand. As a baby itself, he showed divine powers, as his cradle would swing on its own, earning him the fond name of Jhulelal. In the coming years, Jhulelal's relentless quest for justice makes the king insecure. On trying to imprison Jhulelal, water floods into the palace and towering flames of fire scorch its pillars and ceilings, leaving the tyrant king astounded and eventually making him reform his ways. Jhulelal thus restores peace and freedom in the area. Since then, people belonging to the Sindh region celebrate Jhulelal's birthday that falls on Cheti Chand with much pomp and joy, with fairs, feasts, cultural programs, and processions. One unique ritual on this day is making a symbolic representation of Jhulelal called Bhairana Sahib, a cone made of kneaded wheat flour decorated with vermilion, cardamom and cloves with a crystal sugar on top of it. It is placed on a decorated Thaal along with flowers, fruits, agarbatti, diyas, an idol of Jhulelal, a kho, which is a mix of rice and sugar, and a pot of water called kalash with a coconut on top covered with a red cloth. The diyas and kalash represent fire and water, the two powerful elements associated with Jhulelal. The Bairana Sahib is carried on the head as a procession and is immersed in a water body as an offering to Jhulelal. This is accompanied by traditional Sindhi music, and the devotees perform a dance called Chhet, which is similar to Dandiya. Tairi, a sweet rice dish, is specially prepared on Cheti Chand. Next, in brief, are the regions that celebrate their regional New Year on the same day as Navreh and Cheti Chand. Ugadi of Karnataka, Andhra and Telangana is celebrated by drawing designs on the ground called Muggulu, visiting temples and making the tangy sweet dish called Pachadi. Gudi Padwa of Maharashtra and Goa features a cloth tied to a stick like a flag with an upturned metal pot at the top decorated with flowers, neem and mango leaves. This is placed at the entrance of the house as a symbol of victory and prosperity. Puran Poli is the festive dish of the day. Sajibu Cheiraoba of Manipur has people preparing a large number of special dishes as an offering to their various deities along with a mound of rice. This is followed by a feast and a ritual of climbing a hillock as a symbol of reaching a higher level of spirituality. The states from North and Central India celebrate the occasion as Chaitra Navratri in recognition of the seasonal transition and engage in 9 days of festivities dedicated to the Tridevis. Interestingly, though parts of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Ladakh, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh follow the lunar calendar, they celebrate their New Year in months different to Chaitra. Here ends part 1 of our regional New Year's series, where we depicted 2 Indian New Years based on the lunar calendar. Hope our video shed light onto the captivating tales and beautiful customs associated with Navreh and Cheti Chand. Stay tuned for the second video of the series, which will feature 2 solar New Year celebrations of India. Until then, Namaste.